This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so we're talking about Diddy. Day 7 complete. I heard Kid Cudi will be taking the stand either later this week or early next week. That's Miss Cudi. He keeps getting reference to. But anyways, Inner City Press again was on the scene. And we picked it up. We dropped off about halfway through the day, so we're going to get back into the next half. So Diddy docket, sure glad. Okay, they challenged the off-day. So Inner City Press has challenged the off-docket nature of the trial. It turns out there's been filings for a subpoena, seemingly of Cassie Ventura, now denied, but not yet in the docket. Now ordered on delay by May 27th. So they're going to stay on that. Let's get into this chain right here. Okay. This post is unavailable. Hold on one sec. Hold on one second. All right, here it is. All right, so they went through the assistant. They got all his stuff out of the way today, and then they picked up with one of the sex workers. But they rushed through somebody else right before that. They rushed through the assistant. They got him out the way. He was done, and then they had a person come in that was Cassie's mom. She came in. She talked about how Diddy extorted her when they found out about the relationship with Kid Cudi. Diddy found out the relationship with Kid Cudi and Cassie. He demanded that the mom pay $20,000. Why the mom? I don't know. Why didn't he go to Cassie or something? Maybe she had no money. Who knows? But he says, you got to pay me $20,000 or we're going to release these tapes and embarrass your daughter. Seems like something else was going on here because that's called blackmail. Most people would have gone to the cops. But, yeah. They break. Let's see. All right, so here we go. Do you know Mia? Yes. They talked about this. Well, hold on one sec. Okay, so they took another break after. Oh, okay. We got Sheree Hayes. Okay, so they take a lot of breaks here. So then they had this guy come in named the Punisher, right? And he said he was called the Punisher because he's playing basketball on 4th Street. This was one of the sex workers. But there was nothing really crazy revealed here. They took a break, and they didn't even challenge it on Diddy's side. Then they have Sheree Hayes come in. I don't know who that is. Hold on one sec. All right, so it says, next witness, the government calls Mr. Sheree Hayes. Where do you? Oh, no. This is the Punisher. So he goes in for a while. They take a break. They come back. It says, how was the session scheduled? I've reached about 5 or 7 p.m. for later. They'd asked for a sexy scene, and I knew it would be more. So they would just call last minute. He knew it would be baby oil, a sexy atmosphere. Mr. Combs would direct like it was a film. How would the direction work? Mr. Combs might say, sit forward, move the camera, or what happened sexually, you know? One time during sex, he dropped a stack of money, and he said, I like that. What? I like this? What? How much baby oil did he use? He said, a lot. We were supposed to be glistening as much as possible. Yo, what's up with... You know they said they laced some of the baby bottles, right? Remember when they seized them? How long would they last? For hours. A lot of waiting, maybe 40 minutes or so. I was supposed to finish in a specific spot. So, like, Diddy was so sick, he wanted his own live Pornhub. Like, he was like, yo, I'm going to just hire people. Cassie is my main girl. And different guys are going to come in, and it's like, this is his porno. This is his porno. He didn't need virtual reality. This was it. And he says she would leave with Mr. Combs 10 or 15 minutes, and she'd return with a bathrobe and pay me $2,000 or $1,200 cash. Did you think Miss Ventura was enjoying herself? Then they object. Did he use drugs? He says, I'm not a marijuana smoker. I did a pull a Bill Clinton. I was handed a joint. Did you have any performance issues? He says, having the woman's partner there? Yeah. He says, did the issues affect your pay? And they say, objection. Overruled. I wasn't sure how they calculated it. One time, Mr. Combs threw condoms on the couch next to us. I struggled. It was a failure. What happened? They went out. I finished. She came back and thanked me for privacy. What did you think would happen next? I was worried I would not be used again. I hadn't done my job. He has said, I want to see you F her, and I didn't. Are you writing a book? He says, yes, self-help about my ED. It's advice. In your book, do you write about the time when Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura? He says, yes, I call them a married, wealthy couple. How long is it? What is it, a promo for his book? 6 pages out of... How long is it? 6 pages out of 186. I centralized it. I wanted it to be enjoyable, highs and lows. No further questions. Judge, Mr. Donaldson, Combs' lawyer says, I'll try and make this as harmless as possible. Congratulations on your book. What is it called? He says, In the Search of Freezer Meat. What's harder than that? He said, good title. What is this? This is like we're watching a movie. Combs' lawyer says, you have a website? He says, yes. I'm a co-owner. It's all male dancers on there, independent contractors. He says, you've been doing this for 25 years? He says, 30 years. Coming up on big anniversary. This is a sex worker, bro. He says, Combs, you dance with them? Professional dry hump. For 30 years, thousands of ladies. You try not to develop feelings for them, right? He says, yeah, you try not to. It's all a job. But you talked with Cassie. He said cordial. And he says, she asked to be able to call you. He says, just to set sessions up. It was never asked to talk. He says, she was comfortable with you. He says, she said so. You had feelings for her? He says, no. Then, but you thought she was only doing this with you. He says, that is correct. She said it on special occasions. It was a special occasion. You did develop feelings for her. He says, that is not correct. You told the government. He says, the government's notes say you developed feelings for her. He says, that may have been taken out of context. And then Diddy's lawyer says, you said 25 years experience? You used your 25 years experience? He says, this was a different scene. Usually I aim for humor. Then he says, you wouldn't try to hump someone who didn't want to be dry humped, right? He says, yes, it's important to read the room. So, did you read the room with Cassie and she wanted it? They said, objection. Was Mr. Combs' request that you penetrate? He says, it was a demand, a strong suggestion. Cassie paid you even though you canceled, right? He says, yes, $500. I wish you success with your book. He says, thank you. Redirect from the government. What made you think Miss Ventura was enjoying herself? It was the first time unprotected without the details, he said. Objection. He says, Sheree the Punisher. I might take a picture of that. No further questions. Anything, Mr. Donaldson? What did you mean by steamy? He says, I felt it was enjoyable for Miss Ventura and Mr. Combs. Okay, next witness up. Says, the government calls Special Agent Gerard Gannon. They say, where do you work? HSI Miami, the National Security Group. In March 2024, he says, the HSI Human Trafficking Group, Sex and Labor, Miami. And he says, what time did the search begin? After 3 p.m. Why so late? We learned Mr. Combs and his family were flying out of the country. Was there a pier on the property? Was there a pier on the property on Star Island? He says, yes. We had to monitor it. He says, why did you take a break open the gate. Wait, why did you have to take a break? Open the gate. He says, to make sure bad actors wouldn't have time to put those who on the search in danger. What is this a photo of? He says it's a pool and a pier. He says, what did you find here? He says, parts of an AR-15 rifle, sex toys, Astroglide, blah, blah, blah. These magazines were loaded with bullets. He says, what do these show? Oh, then he says, what do these show? He says, serial numbers that have been cut out. Let's turn to 2 more exhibits. What are these? The ammunition that we found in the house. And these platform high heels, how high are they? He says 7 inches. He says, this may be a good place to break for the day. And they said, Judge, break for the day. That's it? Dude, this is why court takes so long. I mean, think about it. We just read this in 10 minutes, right? The other one was 20 minutes. That's 30 minutes of court. 30 minutes of everything said in court, right? But it takes like 8 hours. This is why things don't get done. It's crazy. Anyways, Diddy, they're just establishing a pattern that he's crazy. He's a monster, and that's it. And that's what he's going to go to jail for. Okay? Does he deserve it? Sure. Yeah. Did he? Yeah. Diddy's done a lot of dirt, man. Okay? So it's not just, they're not catching him red-handed. It's crazy. It's something to be aware of, to not get yourself into any trouble, because it could be something very small that, and relative to everything that Diddy's probably done, this is small. It's big to us, but it's probably small in the scope of his life. This guy's a nut job, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm sure he's had people clip before. I'm sure, I'm just hypothetically speaking, I'm sure he's done worse things, He's like, damn, I got caught for this? That's what he's probably saying. But you know what? And deep down, he's done a lot of people dirty. Some people are poor because of him. So, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I will check you guys in the next one. Smash that like button. Don't forget to smash that like button. It's important. And subscribe. Peace.